How you guys doing? This is Joshua with Ohio Fish Rescue. And as you guys know, we're always upgrading. We picked up a new tank set today, but there is a bunch of work that has to be done to the tank. So we're going to take you guys along the journey on how we revamp old tank stands and fix a new acrylic tank that might need a seam replaced, or you might need to do a patch in it. So come on along for the journey. Alright guys, so this tank here, it is a 289 acrylic cube. It's 4 foot wide, 4 foot from front to back, and then it's 29 inches from top to bottom. If you do the calculation, it does come out to 289 gallons. But the problem is with this tank, right now the tank is on its side. So you guys come around and you guys see what the problem is with this tank. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes in the center of this tank. No reason for that whatsoever. There is no center overflow. So whoever had this tank before had some idea, don't know what that they were thinking. But our plan here is, this is of course the bottom. We're gonna go from the inside and do like a 18 inch by, or 2 foot by 2 foot square. And then we're going to acrylic glue it on, which we will show you which glue we do like to use. Now there's one other thing wrong with this tank that I can't really show you right now, but it is the whole top brace. There's maybe 6 inches all the way around the whole top. That started to come apart at the seams. It looks like someone tried lifting up by the top brace of the tank and popped it off. So if you look right here, alright guys, you can see here this whole top brace is basically not attached. We're going to have to re-glue this whole top brace back on. So that's not really a big deal. Each corner of this tank is reinforced with a 1/2 inch rod, and that's giving the corner extra support. So it's not only glued together on the face of each acrylic panel, they've also got a square rod in the inside corner holding it together. So whoever did build the tank built it right, but I think someone either picked it up by the top brace and it popped off, or the tank was uneven and made the whole top brace pry away and pop off. So if you guys come over here to the stand, this is a whole different ball game. So if you know, from the bottom to the top here is 32 inches, and then the stand on the inside where the tank sits is 48 by 48. I think with the trim it's 51 inches long. But looking at the bottom of the stand here, you can see we just cut this all off, because essentially here we had all this trim sticking down, and there was, an inch up here, and it was flush down there. So it was making the stand sit flat. I don't know the whole reasoning for that. So we basically took a Sawzall and cut through the trim, all the boards that were sticking off, and it's now sitting flush with the inside framing of the tank stand. So now that was problem number 1. We went ahead and cut that off all the way around, so now the stand will sit flat on the floor. Now coming inside here, you can see, hang on, let me take this out. So if you guys see, none of this was here. There was no center bracing on the tank at all. So what we decided to do was basically add these 2 supports here, and then we've got these center braces. We're gonna basically pop it in here and pop in here. So the tank has a center brace to sit on now. If you guys look at this other side, he basically just used a piece of plywood to span the whole 4 foot. Now, anyone would think it's only supported on the outside edges. That whole center of the tank can basically sag in, and it's non-supported. So that could have been a reasoning for this tank brace popping off. It could not, but we're going to go ahead and get this center bracing popped in here. So I'm going to get the measurements right, and we'll go ahead and start getting this thing together. All right, guys, we are now done with reinforcing the stand. As you guys can see, we inserted 2x6 framing with 2 center supports. Now when the tank sits on top, it has something to rest against, which meaning these 2x6. Now basically we can fold the stand down, get it in place, shim it to our floor, and then we can basically set the stand on it and we can start setting up the fish tank.
Set our stand on it?
Fish tank on it.
There you go.
All right, guys, we got the mess all cleaned up now. So now we're gonna take this stand, flip it down, then we can level the stand out, and then we can think about unwrapping the tank, getting the tank on here, and then we're gonna show you how to fix an acrylic tank.
A little too much for you, buddy? Tracy, watch out. You know you get hurt in these situations. My boy got this.
It's a little different when it's a little one-man show.
Right?
All right. All right.
Is there
Now,
any wobbling?
Our goal, no, it's pretty good.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't trust.
No, wait, we're getting comments coming in. Tell Big Ridge to get up there.
All right, so our goal for this tank here, as you guys can see, we moved that whole barrel that was sitting here on the corner. We're now gonna bring this stand up to be level with this tank. It's gonna make it a corner tank. Basically what you're looking at now is where the tank will be sitting. It's now in line with these tanks here. You're gonna have a little
let me show them that there. Perfect. Josh, are you thirsty? You need something to drink?
No, I'm good.
Hi, how you doing? People are wanting you in on the video, so there you are. Say hi to everybody. Your loyal fan base that loves you to death. Okay, so now, stand is where we want it. Josh is now starting to take off of the shrink wrap.
Now
wow, that's like unscratched.
For you guys who don't know, our buddy actually went and picked up this tank and he...
Here's the top that's off.
Yeah. He shrink wrapped this tank, he put plastic corners on it and then shrink wrapped it. So, you know, nothing was able to scratch the tank.
Wow, this glass is in good shape. It looks like a brand new tank, Josh.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Careful with that. You don't want the rest of it to pop. Right there, sitting level. Tracy, can you take this, please?
Let's film us and we're gonna move it. Hey, pick up like this and walk backwards.
Turn yours sideways.
We can move it once it's up on there.
Yeah.
There's this one scratch right here, that's it.
Okay, well then we won't want that as the front. Check this one out here. Okay, guys. Well, you see it's set up and sitting there. We still got to do the inside yet. Cover all these holes up because we're not putting the center in overflow in. So that's just going to be one big piece of acrylic glued down covering that hole. We got to clean the inside out yet and then do that. But the tank is set up where it's going to sit in line with these guys. And you're going to be able to walk over here, come down to this area, and you can still get back to the quarantine tub, and you can still get to access to there. So yes, it's in our way, but let me go back here by 2200. Look how nice these guys are doing. That's that catfish that was caught in them columns. You can see how nicely he's healed up. And of course my baby right there. But let me give you this here look. There it is. That's the tank. Once we get a background on it, I'm going to cover that side and this side with a background, and that way you'll just be able to see it here and this way. And I'm thinking to go ahead and build in a canopy that matches the bottom for on top, covering up so you don't see none of that. But yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Thankfully on this one we don't have to buff it. I mean, it's really clean, clear, amazing. But usually when we get them, we have to buff them so bad that it takes hours and hours and hours of work, and I really hate buffing acrylic. Okay, now if you're wondering what we're doing, the whole top had come apart. I can see right here. Let me get into here. See how I can open and close this? So we glued the top already all the way across. Now we're doing the bottom. We have to flip it over every time. He's putting the seam up, or the seam glue up in there. Now he's applying the acrylic glue. It's in a little bottle with like a needle. And you squirt it towards the two seams and it sucks it under the seam and fills the gaps. Okay, let's clean the corners out with acetone, or I'm sorry, rubbing alcohol. And we're getting ready to apply an inner seal of a bead of this thicker stuff. There we go. Fast set, clear medium bodied solvent cement. After we glue it together, he likes to put a seal of it in the corner on the inside. But our problem is we can only do one wall at a time, whatever's pointing down. But he's cleaning the whole inside off right now. Okay, we are done sealing it. We put the two best sides, one on this side, one on this side. There is scratches on that back wall and a couple little ones on that one. So we made these two the front. Now once we silicone that in, we can fill it with water, but we are all done. Josh, you tired of working on it?
Always.
So this is what you're going to see. 4x4 by 3 foot?
4x4 by 30.
30? Okay. Nice size tank. Takes up a lot of room, but we'll be able to get past it. And we're going to make a canopy. Get this same wood and make a canopy to match it. And then we'll paint the whole thing black. And it'll match this room. We've already got the lighting picked out for it. And we've already got the fish picked out, what we're putting in there.
It's going to be awesome.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. Alright guys, so today you've seen us take this disaster of a somewhat tank build. Someone tried fixing it, they didn't know what they were doing, so we went ahead and fixed it the right way. Now we know it's safe for us to stick our fish in it. So when we get this all wrapped up here tomorrow and all siliconed in, we're going to go ahead and fill this tank up with fish. But that's going to be a part 2. We're going to do... Well, I didn't let that off the bag.
Okay.
This is going to be a part 2. We're going to build this as a biotope. I'm not going to tell you which continent, but this will be a biotope done in, looking all natural.
And what do you mean by biotope for the people that don't know?
Biotope means, say, if you have a fish from South America, you take South American decorations, South American fish that come from the same region as them.
The same bottom of the rivers.
So basically, it looks like you took a cube of water straight from their habitat, and it looks right here. That is what a biotope is.
All right, very good. I'm looking forward to that. What are you doing in the fish tank again, son? Anyways,
the holes in the bottom.
all them holes right there, you can see that one, and that one. We covered with this 1/2-inch thick glass. Cut it out to be bigger than all them holes. We put a seal of silicone around every hole, and then we went around the hole and made one big open seal, and then I put on the glass a seal right at the edge, about 1 inch in all the way around. We put it in there and we put this bucket and filled it with water. So now that's going to sit and seal the whole bottom where we won't use any of them holes now. You can see how the silicone is smooshed out and covered every... Careful on that edge, just cut glass.
And that's why I just put the silicone here so I can try and cover it.
So now we let that dry for 24 hours. And I'm saying tomorrow we can fill it, Josh.
Yes, sir, we can.
There you go, son. Let everybody see you're sporting your black socks with your black flip-flops.
Got my work coat on, so we're about to go working outside.
Yes, we are. So this is done. We can let this dry now. And we'll go on with this, you know, a little bit later. But now we got to go work because somebody called the city on us and we have to go clean outside. It's ridiculous. Now it's all fixed. You can see the piece of glass we put in there, covering all the holes and siliconed it in. We let it dry all day, and now we're filling it up. I'm not even going to cross my fingers because I know our work is good and it's going to hold. And it's going to be good.
There's water under here.
No, there ain't. Don't be joking like that. So she's filling up. So when you walk in, there's going to be a line right there. And you got room to get to this stuff here, my quarantine tubs. But this will be part of display. That back wall and that back wall will be covered. So only this front window and this window you can see through.
Kind of want to drill a bulkhead in that back corner right there, so you can have a hose coming in, bulkhead back down to the pond.
Oh, I see what you're saying. We'll get to that next. Right now we're worried about filling it.
So I appreciate you guys for stopping in and watching today's video. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been doing a great job of giving us video ideas in the comments, so thank you very much for that. I have taken a lot of ideas, and what you guys have been asking for, you guys will be getting. So, as always, take care and stay fishy.
Stay fishy, my friends.